What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. And this is Gray Area Anime, the most wonderful podcast of your day. And we are back with another one. I said back with another one. Kirby says, hi. It's dangerous to go alone. So I choose you guys to come with me on another magical adventure of talking anime, manga, and all things geekdom. Out right now is my new single. They Say. You guys should go check it out. It is amazing. It is dope. I'm telling you, it's just some good, feel good to warm you up as you're freezing your butts off wherever you are in this winter United States world. Unless you're in another hemisphere and it's summer for you right now, congratulations. Don't listen to it immediately. It's going to get too hot. You're going to want to come here to cool off if you listen to it too early. But anyway, we are back with more Teach Me Senpai, the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, episode 9 today. And you know what that means. BSG, a.k.a. Ree, is back in the building.
Hello, guys. See, I didn't yell today. Yeah, I was very calm, reasonable. I'm being a mature adult.
Well, thank you. For those of you that don't know, Teach Me Senpai is where myself and a newbie or a person that is new to anime talk about an anime and kind of give them the rookies. I'm not going to call them the dummies or the idiots guide because they're just rookies. The rookies guide to anime, and we watched through a series that I think would best introduce them, and then I allow them to ask me questions, and we just break down the greater universe of what this anime resides in and connect it to some things that they may already be doing. How we do in this particular part of it, though, is BSG, aka Ree, from over at the Bible Study Girl podcast, which I am the executive producer of. I stole some things from that podcast in that I allow BSG, aka Ree, y'all are going to be saying that and rapping that.
That might be in my rap while you're playing. Go ahead.
It might be. Is allowed to tell me what she thinks of the episode and ask me any questions that she has. And then, like I said, we just decipher it from there. So with no further ado, no more tangential gray, let's get into episode 9. What did you think?
Okay. I know I'm supposed to be getting into episode 9. Quick aside before we dive into the episode. At what point do I graduate from the Teach Me Senpai series? Like, do you have, like, how do you know that, like, oh, she don't need this? She's actually just a regular guest on the show.
We graduate when, like, you're suggesting things that we should watch together. Like, when it's kind of like how you would a Netflix show and you're like, well, hey, we should watch this. When you're able to properly look at something, watch it on your own in the way that, like, ooh, this would be great, then you graduated.
Okay. I was just curious, like, that question came to mind while you were talking about the rookies and the newbies and all that. And I was like, I mean, maybe there will be a day where I graduate and you don't have to.
You know what it's
me
like?
anymore.
It's kind of like there's a difference between learning how to speak a language and speaking the language to its native people. Like when you're there, at least able to speak natively in a certain way, that's more of a graduation in that sense.
Okay, I can dig it. I definitely am not there yet, and I think we're both very aware that I'm nowhere near there. I was just curious. You know, I'm a goal setter. I like to know, like, How do I get out of this?
I mean, the
Like,
next goal I think is just either kind of being like you seek something and you watch something. Like the first start is just watching something on your own without prompting.
right. And right now I'm totally prompted. So
Yeah.
I feel you, bro. Okay, so let's get into the episode. My
Okay.
computer was just doing something weird. You can still hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, great. Because I got nervous. Like, I don't, is it, I mean,
Oh
am
no,
I
I
still
saw
here? Hello?
you were in quicksand.
Yeah.
You was just like
Tap, tap, tap.
this thing
Is this
on.
mic still on? Oh, the Lord gonna bless it. He gonna bless it. He gonna make all things new.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Listen.
Okay, so episode 9, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I think it might be my favorite episode.
I felt it watching it because I was like, oh, the level of cuteness in this episode is gonna get her.
Well, the thing is, I'm big on love. I love love, and I feel like the series has been building in its love, its exploration of love. And this episode was just full of love from the very beginning. Hiroshima is very attentive to Yaika. He knows Yaika's moods. Yaika's his charge. He's responsible for Yaika. So he's very intuitive. And he knows something about Yaika is just not right. Can't put his finger on it. He even asked her, he's like, yo, you've been kind of weird the past couple days. So, like, I'm just checking in to see, like, what's going on. And then, what is that guy's name? Sugihara?
Yeah. Yeah, look at you. You got it right. You need me to get you? I got you. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay, I'm better now. So Sugihara is eavesdropping on a conversation.
Between the finally in like actual way that I will remember confirmed to be Yaika's mom's sister.
Right.
So that
was cemented this episode. Yeah. That question was definitely answered. Yaika's aunt that has been taking care of her is her mom's sister. It's not her
younger
dad's
sister at that.
Yes, her younger sister. It's not her dad's sister. So this episode firmly cemented that. So Sugihara is eavesdropping on this conversation between them, and he's like, Kirishima knows something is up. The thing is, though, I'm glad they took the time in earlier episodes to show me that he's not a complete idiot. But, like, if you are eavesdropping on somebody, in my mind, the number one rule is be quiet. Like, whisper. Write a note to your friends that are eavesdropping with you. Don't scream and panic.
Look, here's the thing that I've had to learn, and this is just a explanation not only for anime, but for just general watching. If common sense prevailed in anything that we watch, there would be no shows. Show.
Yeah,
like because we're always like, why are these kids so dumb? What are they doing? Why are they arguing? Why won't they just talk to each other? Because if they did, the movie's over. And
the movie's over. I will say, me and Mama, we watch. It's that season. Hallmark Christmas movie season.
Yes. Oh no, it is. It's everywhere. It's in my home too, and I
it's that season.
I run away from it.
We love it.
Look, this is my thing because now you done got me on a rant, and we're gonna get back to this episode. But this happened last episode too. But y'all can tell this is one of the episodes where she don't have many questions, and when that happens,
that's not true.
Well, hold on. Well, okay,
but go ahead on your rant.
I can't do the syrupy stuff, bruh. I just can't. Like that. Like I have my guilty pleasures. Hallmark, Lifetime, whatever ain't one of them. Because y'all used to watch some of the just.
We do. Every Christmas season.
This is the dumbest set of hold on. Prima Diva ran away from the Kelly Rowland holiday series of movies. Like, because you remember we watched one of them all together. And Charmaine didn't know that, and so she was trying to get her to watch through them, and she watched the first one, was like, oh no, I can't do this. Like, they are totally disrespectful of her house. Why y'all ain't saying stuff to the kids?
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, I just it implodes my mind because the rationality, like, even though I know why you're doing this, the rationality, it just be pissing me off. I'm like, this is just too unbelievable.
Well, see, me and Mama had to reach a point. We watch them and we love them, but throughout the whole movie, you know us. It's like, okay, that don't make sense. Or I do the thing that we always do when we watch movies. Okay, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, and next, this is go. But that's part of the joy for us. So anyway, we went off on our tangent about those are the tropes. I'm gonna use that word. Those are the tropes in the holiday movies. Like,
good. I like that. That's a through line. Now, I can bring it back to anime in the sense that there are anime that are purely guilty pleasures that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That will be more frustration if you're trying to make logical sense out of them. Mm-hmm. If you're not already understanding plot devices and all this other stuff, the stuff that I'm teaching you, it just won't make sense, and it's gonna upset you and make you mad. Maybe we'll have an episode on. Maybe I'll do an episode on guilty pleasure animes, the ones that I'm like.
Well, you need to write it down because you're gonna forget. You will always be like, and then we need to do an episode about blah blah blah. And you know who's not over here taking notes? It's me, because I'm a guest, and I'm not gonna remember.
Okay. I'm working on it.
I'm not gonna remember. So again, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It wouldn't be a show if they did things the way they're supposed to. But I'm like, rooting for you. I was rooting for you to be the smart guy that I knew you were. And then womp, here you go. So Hiroshima comes out and he's like, bro, what do you mean? I'm on to y'all and that I know something is going on, you know? And we know, you know, he's known as the demon or whatever. He can flip the switch, and like he's getting ready to flip the switch. Like, you know something, I need for you to tell me what's going on. I don't like it. I didn't see it having a happy resolution. I was like, how are they gonna weasel their way? Whatever is going on. In my mind, you know how we watch stuff and we try to figure something out. I was like, Yaika's trying to do something for him. Mm-hmm. But I was like, it's gotta be Yaika, because that's the only thing that made sense to me. So I already knew she was trying to do something.
I was just about to say, the funny thing about Kirishima that's relatable to us is we are that observant person.
Right.
So what happened in this episode is also a thing. I've famously told the story of like me figuring out this. Matter of fact, we'll wait till after we get to the episode. I will tell y'all the story of how I was not Kirishima and was not fooled to the end. So
there's only one time that you have been able to keep something from me, and I didn't think you had the capacity to. I was thoroughly surprised.
I don't remember what that was.
My engagement. You knew.
Oh, yeah.
And I never in a million years would have imagined that you would have been able to hold water, because you can't hold water. Like, and it's very, but also we weren't around each other like physically a lot. I feel like if we had been around each other physically a lot,
No.
broke wide open and spilled the beans in some kind of way, or been weird, or if you were involved in the actual, like if it wasn't a private proposal, I think, and if you were there, I would have been like, Joe's energy is completely off.
No, because see, the thing is, like, I think in my mind, I don't hold water on things that I know are in my mind harmless. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't really, like, whether they know before or after, it doesn't affect the ultimate outcome. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, like, for the other stuff, yeah, you're not going to know that I know, because either I know to, like, not be around you or just not say something. Now, I'm good about I got fussed at about this the other day, and it'll be funny later. But
it's funny now to me. I don't even know what happened.
But, you know, And I get it. It's just like sometimes my thing is I always have to. I got to get as much information as I can because I don't like surprises, and I don't like surprises in
You
regards.
don't?
I like known knowns and known unknowns, and what I mean by that is, so if you're throwing me a surprise party, the surprise party you threw me, I knew that it was going to be fun because I knew you were in control.
But you didn't know you were gonna have a surprise party.
I didn't. But I had
You
told
kind of
you.
you had one.
I had one clue, and it didn't. We're gonna tell y'all a story. I promise. I know it's a foreshadowing, but I promise.
Hilarious.
It's one of our favorite stories to tell. But
the great thing about it is the clue wasn't
it was such a weird clue that I still would never have gotten.
Clue, and it was like, okay, it don't make sense.
But because of the person,
it don't make sense.
Because of the person, exactly. It's like if it was anybody else, I would have been like, "This is odd." Okay. But yeah. So it's just in the vein of that kind of thing. Like I just be trying to like test the waters, and when it's with people I trust, if it's you doing it, I know what it's gonna be. If you told me that one of our cousins told me didn't tell me, but were trying to spearhead throwing me a surprise party, it's a disaster before I even get there.
Right.
And I know that there are going to be people that I don't like there because they don't know. They just probably went through my Facebook and was like, you know.
Right.
Speaking of random thing for the podcast. So we haven't gotten to like any villain or anything in this podcast quite yet. But one of the greatest villains of my life, like I got into a fight in high school, right? And that person's aunt is a prominent person that gives tutelage to a certain side of my family. And I found that funny. I found that out yesterday.
You'll have to talk to me off air.
So, but anyway, well, I thought you were gonna be able to get it, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. That was just one of those throwaways. It's funny just how like it's in such an anime way to me, which is why I found it funny, and I shared it with Prima Diva, because I was like, this is just like I know that I don't have an actual reason to dislike this person, but if there was one, that's funny, and I know this ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's funny. Anyway, let's get back to this episode. So yeah, so they catch him.
So you interrupted me. Oh, so he knows something is going on. I know something. We all know something is going on. If you're watching it, like like something is going down. So lo and behold, Yaika has been planning a surprise birthday party for Kirishima after. No. Let's go back. So he's out. He's talking to
Sugihara.
So good. Yes, Sugihara. He's talking to Sugihara. And he's getting worked up. Like I said, he is the demon. And so people, he's about to switch. Like you can tell, I'm about to switch. And you're going to answer my question, like what's going on? Well, the only person that could de-escalate this situation, de-escalates the situation. The boss comes in and like grabs him and it's like, I need to talk to you right now. And at that point, I was like, I know it's got something to do with Yaika.
I just thought, like, you know what's funny? When I first saw it, I thought they just had to talk. Like, and I'm like, because this is, like, what is he doing?
No, my tingle tangles was going off. I was like, this got something to do with Yaika, and he is trying to make sure Yaika gets whatever she wants, whatever she's trying to do. He's trying to make sure she get it, especially like the boss pretty much runs out of stuff to say to him.
Yeah, that's when it
yeah, and I was like, it's for sure got something to do with Yaika, but they're still able to pull off. Yaika's still able to pull off her surprise, which I thought was super cute, and it falls back into that love that we were talking about. Like, I love that. She's like, Kirishima, you did so much for me on my birthday. I want to do something nice for you. She drew him a picture. We talked about, I think, last episode or the episode before last, how much she likes to draw. So she like drew him, and it was really sweet and heartwarming. And he flashes back, to like being a kid and being with his mom on his birthdays. And like, dang, it is my birthday, huh? I forgot, I think he gets so caught up in taking care of everybody. And also, really not having anybody to really celebrate him, that it just like throws him off and it really like touches him. So I almost called you by your name on my podcast. So Icarus Gray, this is when things really turn it up a notch for me in the love ooey gooey department. You know, I'm all about that. They go to her aunt's restaurant, and this is when we figure out, okay, this is her sister's mom, because the aunt pretty much takes them down memory lane and is like, hey, I remember when everybody used to come here. And Yaika's dad starts to think about when he met her mom. And I was going to tell you, Yaika has her mom's eyes. You know, I asked you maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, but like, I was like, Yaika, you got your mama's eyes. Like, she has her mom's eyes, she has her mom's mannerisms. And I know that has to like pull on Yaika's dad a lot, because she's a lot like her mom. It's super, super sweet. And she's a lot like her mom. And so, what?
Okay, so y'all know in this culture, memes are everything. And I'm growing older. I'm becoming more of a dad even before I have children. And I just saw something. And it was a salt pepper. It was a salt shaker. It was a pepper shaker. It was some different other varying whatever shakers saying hi, hello. And I was like, what is this? Season's greetings.
And what that got to do with this episode?
Nothing. I just had to share that. Go ahead.
See, he don't be paying no attention to me when I be talking.
I do. I'm listening. I'll just be like,
as you scroll through your phone.
I mean, they say the single is out. It's out now. I'm just, checking the interweb, seeing what's going on with people.
So yeah, we get to see the story of how Yaika's mom and dad met and fell in love. I thought it was super cute, super sweet, and we get to see them again just being a cohesive family unit, enjoying each other's company, and I love that. You know, I'm here for the love ooey gooey family togetherness. Like that rings my bell. That rings my bell. So I thought it was super, super sweet. But seeing them eat at the restaurant, my question for you is, are there Japanese foods that you really want to try? Japanese foods that you have tried that you just love? I thought about that because, they're sharing so many strong memories over food. And I feel like that correlates very closely to our family and how we equate food with just love and togetherness time.
Oh, yeah. And how our favorite foods taste better when we're around family.
Right. When we're together.
Like, so I was wondering. I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. So, yes. So there are a lot of them. Okay. I've tried most of them, but a lot of them would be like going over there to get like the original. So it had been a goal of mine for years to have real ramen. Once I figured out that the ramen I've been eating my entire life was nothing close to what real ramen is like.
Right.
So when I got to do that before I left, shout out to Ahi Ramen back home, which I forgot is there. Might be something I have to go and see about while I'm back home for the Christmas holiday. So ramen was one. Authentic sushi from there would be one. I'm still weary because I only eat like tempura. I haven't really stepped out to try, like raw tuna or anything like that. I'm a little shaky about it. Karage, which is basically fried chicken, just it's Japanese style fried chicken. It's something I really want to try. There are all manner of omelets and omu rice. And
did you see that thing I sent you on Instagram? Like it's like a pancake kind of jiggly wiggly.
Yes, I think I did. Oh, they love they fluffy pancakes that like.
Yeah, it's in California, but I want to try it.
We're out here. Yeah.
We're West Coasted. Well, you're
So
West Coasting.
yeah, so that's it's a we thing. It's like, we were all from Houston and Augusta for a couple years. Um, so those things, there are a lot of like the night market kind of things that I want to try. Wagyu beef is
Oh yeah, you sent me a whole, and I'm like,
girl.
"Ugh, okay, happy
Listen,
for you.
I know I told this to Prima Dude. I send stuff to both of y'all so I don't lose them.
Got it.
Because then I could just go back through and be like, "Oh, that's a recipe I didn't want to forget." Da 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 da.
You know they have the option for you to save. Did you
Yeah,
know
it's
that?
easier to just send
Okay.
it to y'all.
All right.
Because then y'all ask questions about it. I'm like, "Oh yeah," So it works. It's my reminder system.
I get it. I get it. I appreciate that.
Oh, goodness, like there's a lot of like cafe stuff. Um, whether it's the pancakes or the cafe experiences, they really love parfaits of all kinds and like crepes of huge variety. I want to go to 7-Eleven because their little to-go foods and things are miles above anything that is ever here. Like it ain't just, snack foods and things of that nature. And Kit Kats. I'm not even a Kit Kat guy, really, but there are so many
Yeah, I wouldn't
different
peg you as a Kit Kat
flavors
dude.
of Kit Kat there.
You trying to get
I'm
in.
trying to get in.
Okay.
I'm trying to get in. So that's a couple to name a few, because I know I'm forgetting stuff. It's not in front of me to where I can like recall it. I just know
You know,
ramen is probably on the top. Oh, and getting some salt and getting salt, because salt is a huge. I love salt. So salt as is a thing down there in terms of like the size of the crystals and everything else.
put a pin in that because I need to talk to you about salt when this podcast is over. And I meant to call you earlier and ask you about salt, and I did not.
Okay.
So put a
Pen.
pin. Bing.
Bink.
I don't think I have a pen. I do have a pen. Let me write on my, because I stay here with post-it notes. Salt. Because I will forget.
Yeah.
I'm goofy. I had a whole conversation with Mama about it, and I was like, I'm just gonna ask him, but I forgot. Anyway,
Can you tell we siblings?
dang it, bro. What were you talking about? You were talking
We
about
talk about food. I was just talking about food,
yeah,
and you
you
were
were
asking
talking
me like
about
because they were
you
having
said Kit Kat. You said something, and
Kit
I had
Kat.
another question.
They have a lot of favors. Karage. They're really big on salt. I'm gonna try sushi. I'm gonna go to like a market to like get fresh fish, Wagyu beef, steaks. Of that
Also, don't
nature.
forget. Oh, I know what I was gonna tell you. Just came back to me. So our cousin went to an anime convention probably September, October, something like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
she came back with all kinds of goodies and treats for us to try, but I was fasting at the time and was unable to try them. So, have you been to any anime conventions and bought snacks and goodies from there
Mm-mm.
and tried them, or no?
Only thing I've ever bought from anime conventions is either comic books or anime or plushes. It's pretty much all I buy from conventions. And what's funny, guys, is the episode you guys will hear on Monday will be with me and my homegirl Brittany, who I grew up with. We're gonna talk about our buying habits as anime fans and how dangerous or not dangerous they can be in some of our favorite things.
You see how that just dropped in me? I was able to give you some good overflow information. So, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all, brother. I love this episode. It made my heart smile. I'm all about love and family and just connection. And I felt that very much so throughout this episode. I felt lots of love, lots of connection, lots of family. Yeah, those are my things. They always make me happy. Oh, I did have another question. I know you like quit with the questions,
No,
girl.
I want the questions. I was going to ask you, did you have any more?
So Are there any anime conventions that you look for in your area that you're interested in attending?
Yeah. So now that I'm on the West Coast, it'll be much easier and cheaper to get a flight to California or San Diego, specifically to go to San Diego
Right.
Comic Con. That's like one of the big ones for me because it's gonna be
You
comics
might
and
run into
anime
our
stuff.
cousin there.
I'm not gonna just no. I go full
Don't
that.
don't mute me.
No, I didn't mute you. I was letting them know like I'll probably go bunk out on somebody. But anyway,
No, you'll be like, oh, dude, I didn't. Go ahead.
girl. Um, so there's that. There's also a gaming one that's called PAX East, which I just realized was or PAX West because this is the West. That's in Seattle, and I had no idea this thing that I had been watching some of my favorite streamers and YouTubers and stuff go to and do panels and because at all of these there's normally like cosplay stuff.
Oh, I
Uh
know. That's why I said you might see our
oh
cousin
no no
there.
no we're not gonna even
Okay.
uh yeah so it's a whole there's that I know that there's one here and it's like there's anime stuff just way more naturally here but there's also two not conventions but there's like an otaku store back home that just opened. There's two locations. If they don't think I ain't gonna be up in there trying to at least grab me one thing to bring back with me, they crazy. But yeah.
We're also supposed to be going for some kind of drinks while we're here with our cousin. She sent us that thing, the different drinks. Remember? They had
No.
tried them. I think it was boba. It was in
Oh,
because
oh,
of
oh, the milk tea, the milk tea, the milk tea. That's another
or
one of my
something.
favorites. But that's Korean, really, or being it's Chinese in origin of
Oh,
some
my
place in that
bad.
in that
Erased
area.
everything I just
But they
said.
do have milk teas and stuff that they get, as far as I know. But yeah, I love milk tea. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay.
Because the Europeans do milk in their tea too, so it's a whole thing or cream. But this is like an experience. It's I can't wait. I forgot
We have
about
lots
that.
of experiences planned. Lord, you gonna send us money for these experiences? Thank
Man,
you.
listen, he got it provision. But yeah, so that was cool. Let me ask you some questions because to get more into the episode because I realized like y'all be coming here and I know that this is my sister, so I apologize, but we be talking and it's what you do on podcast. But to get more on the Teach Me Senpai and to keep with the theme, I do have a couple questions. So, what was your favorite part of the flashback to how her parents met?
I think seeing all the I've said it, but I didn't tell you it was my favorite part. I think just seeing all of the mannerisms that Yaika has that
Mm-hmm.
come from her mom. I think
Yeah.
that was my favorite part. It was so sweet and it was so cute. And it's little things. It's not big extravagant, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you get a good feel like, oh, Yaika kind of does that little thing, and Yaika kind of she really Yaika really reminds me of her mom. So I think that was my favorite part because it was more humanizing and it was subtle. It was not overt. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that the average person would notice that Yaika has her mom's eyes.
Yeah.
But it just was, I don't know. I loved it. I thought they did a great job with that.
My favorite part is just how kind of like Kirishima she is in a certain way in the regard to the fact that um, she really was just trying to go and talk about flower arranging, but she just
Right.
got caught up in what she was doing and just completely forgot the same way that Kirsten was asking about this doll that he went and bought for Yaika on the request of
Yeah,
the
I forgot about
boss.
that. Yeah.
But it's like he has been so ingrained in these spots in her life because obviously he's always been there. It was also interesting to see that at the time that the boss was the
Was
lieutenant,
the first
was the
lieutenant.
first
Yeah.
lieutenant, and I'm like,
Do
I
you
don't
think
know if
they're
it was his
sprinkling
pops or
do you think they're sprinkling seeds to what Kirishima's future probably is gonna be? He's gonna be the boss?
No, I don't think they're doing that. That would be more like if they were going like a shonen route, but then it would end up being a him and Yaika would like be on the run from all of these different organizations or something like that, and they have to restore the honor of the Sakuragi family, and that ain't the type of party that this is. This is more like, the boss is gonna be the boss. They can't take both of them away because, and that's why they didn't necessarily take them away, because in most shonen, if you're a shonen protagonist, the thing that is everybody is Batman in regards to shonen protagonists, meaning your parents is gone. Either they went in front of you and now you are, it's basically Batman is Cinderella. So either your parents left and then you with a terrible person in your family who treats you like crap, and you're actually the king, the prince, or whatever. You're an underdog who later on we find out that your parents were the greatest people in the world, and you just had to live in poverty because to keep you safe. For it's always in that kind of duality of the rise to the top and starting from the bottom, but like also being a legacy because what's in you was also in them, kind of thing. So no, that's not what they're leading towards. But man, that was cool to me to think about. Like my first question when I saw that today, because I didn't look for it last time, it was, man, is it dad or is it like, is there an uncle? Like, who is in charge of the family now? While you're a lieutenant, also, I'm surprised you didn't ask this. They be giving out business cards, given what they do. Like,
I assumed that his business card was not. I didn't feel like his business card was like.
it didn't say nothing, but it said first lieutenant, and that's why
it did say first lieutenant, but
I was like, I don't know if that's a thing.
I had to amend my statement. Like, I don't think, but actually, it did say first lieutenant. So I don't know, man.
Like, I have no idea what level of things that they do, but that was
so Yaika's mom is a gangster because she wasn't intimidated by it. She like, bet, let's go meet up so I can talk to you about flowers because you be doing a good job, bro.
But it was so genuine and cool, and like to see how her sister was, and just this overflowing of porn and just being back together. Like I hadn't even thought about how rough that split was, because I think about it like for us in regards to like, we went through a year of a lot of different things that we're still dealing with, but like, and I'm moved. So like I'm away in a way that we haven't been able to commune in the ways that they're talking about. So this episode was kind of like a nice reminder that it's like, people do be thinking about you, and it's like it's so cool. And I picked one I think that doesn't have a lot of twists and turns in that regard, because I think that it gives you you just get the story. Because a lot of the times the barrier I think between people and anime is they don't think that there's a story that they can relate to. They think it's just a bunch of weird stuff, like, oh, weird people watch that and da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, no, there's a lot of people who take time to craft these stories that you will relate to, that are feel good, that have all of these things that you would love to see. And this is one of them. So,
yep. I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. Thought it was super cute, super sweet. I'm a big fan, man. How many episodes we have left? 3?
3. We only have 3 episodes left. This will be the first Teach Me Senpai series in history that we finish. We're gonna work on the others.
That's me clapping.
I promise. Clapping. You can clap. It's fine.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm proud of us.
I am. I'm very proud of us.
I'm very proud.
Because it's hard, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, to sync up schedules and get all this stuff done with, like, certain series that are, like, huge, and you, like, don't want to spend, like, we would never do One Piece. I would never make her do that without, like, we would do season breakdowns.
Honey, if we get enough money, I could do One Piece, but I'm juggling too many other things.
No, yeah. Man, I mean, it's coming. It's coming. Trust me. So just know these things you're saying. Just know they're gonna happen.
So what I'm saying to you, if the check is there, honey, I will be here giggling and giggling and then One Piecing it up.
Well, let me tell you something right now. Here's the thing about One Piece. Before we even dive into that part of Teach Me Senpai at some point in life, child, we are at over 1,000 episodes.
Oh,
So
for One Piece.
yeah. So like,
Listen, skiggle and giggle. You could
okay.
get one out every day. Do you hear me?
Thank you.
Teach me. And it would transfer from Teach Me Senpai to I would be talking the lingo. If I'm that into it, like,
Yeah.
honey, you'll be like, who started watching anime first? You or me? And I'll be like, it's me.
Girl, nah, never. I will not step down from this throne. But anyway, that's more than enough extra silliness from us. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, that you are watching along with us. It is a fun ride. It is only going to get more exciting. And I guarantee that in these last 3 episodes, you are going to be ready for a season 2. We're going to be pushing for a season 2 because it just gets that good.
Am I going to cry?
Maybe a little bit.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to let you finish your stuff.
So if you want a little bit more content, the YouTube is going to be coming back, but I have finally decided that I'm just going to bring the YouTube back at the start of the year to give myself a little bit more time to work on some things. So it might not be like right at January because I got like a lot of traveling and stuff to do. But the second or third week of January, the YouTube content will resume, and I'm going to be more consistent because that is my pledge to myself. On top of being more consistent with this podcast, because there's so much anime stuff that I have yet to talk about or even dive into that I need to get into, and I want to get into it for you guys so we can break this stuff down. So go to youtube.com/Icarus Gray to get all of those things. The links to the socials are all down in the description. They say is out right now. Go and heat your living rooms up. Save some money on some on your electricity, and just play the song through one of your Bluetooth speakers in your car. Turn the heat off because all you're gonna need is this song. And until next time, a 1 and a 2 and a peace.